Hey guys, Jim Edwards here, along with,
Stu Smith.
and welcome back to the Sales Copywriting and Content Marketing Hacks podcast. And today we're going to talk about one of Stu's favorite subjects from school, and that is algebra.
Oof.
Did you like algebra?
I wasn't bad at it.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't horrible.
I loved algebra, and I got straight A's through algebra 2, and all the way up through trigonometry. And then when we hit math analysis and calculus, that's where I hit my wall of math and realized.
Yeah, I originally thought I wanted to be an engineer until I hit those harder maths.
Yeah, and I was done. Then it was
1, 2, and 3 kicked my butt.
Tell me about this liberal arts stuff.
Yeah, what is this?
So really what I want to talk about today, and what spurred this, was I read this book called The Algebra of Happiness that was actually a pretty good book, but only like the first chapter had algebra, and then the rest of it was like this guy's podcast / all of his blog posts. It was still interesting, but he could have done more with the formulas and stuff. So what I want to do is kind of simplify, because that's what I like to do, is simplify some of the ideas around sales copy and sales copy formulas, literally, and give you some just super short frameworks to understand what's going on so that you can apply this to everything from a big sales letter to an email teaser, and even down to a tweet or a post on Facebook. So I came
Show
up
me
with
the X, Y's, and Z's then. Let's do it.
I got to have the build up. So I'm getting old. I tell long stories now. So the point of this is that I came up with a whole bunch of different formulas, and I'm going to share 2 of them with you today that represent 2 of the tried and true things that you can use anywhere, anytime. So with no further ado now, since my ado has been quite long, we are looking at the magic whiteboard, and I have 2 formulas here, Stu. I have negative P times negative A plus positive S equals money, and then I have D plus B cubed equals money. Now, do you know what these mean?
Interesting. I like that.
Can you figure it out?
I like multiplying the 2 negatives together.
That's right.
That makes sense.
Times negative makes a positive, right?
A positive.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have no idea where you're going with this.
All right. So this first one is like the classic sales copy formula reduced down to literally an algebraic formula. It's problem, agitate, solve equals sales. Okay. So no matter what's going on, if you're looking for a framework to explain stuff to people, you always start with the problem, because most of the time people are focused on a problem. When someone comes to you, typically, not everybody, but typically, when someone comes to you, are they focused more on, I need to max my PT, or I need to pass my PT test? When they first—
Good question. I would say it depends.
Okay.
It depends on the goal, because it depends on the job if you need to max it or just pass it.
Okay.
So, but
right.
Yes, I have a 2-segment population. One would be needing to pass it to keep their job. The other one would need to ace it to advance their career.
Okay. So this is like the yin and yang right here. These 2 things. This is the negative. Okay. And this formula down here is the positive with the yin and yang. You just express this. I need to max, or I'm having trouble passing.
Yeah.
So the problem is I need to pass my PT test. So if we were going to do any kind of a sales job on these people, again, whether it was 20 pages long or it was 3 sentences, are you having a problem passing your PT test? Well, it gets worse. because if you don't pass your PT test, you could miss out on an opportunity. You could lose a slot to the school that you want. You could not get hired. You could lose your job, again, depending on the person. All right.
Yep.
Luckily for you, there's a solution, because we've got the How to Pass Your PT Test in 2 Weeks guide from Stu Smith, which is going to help you to at least pass your test and then show you how to move on to the next level when you're not talking about passing, but you're talking about trying to max your results. Okay, so this formula is typically used when someone is focused on the problem and they may not even be aware that there's a solution out there. This is typically cold traffic. People who don't know you, don't know your process, don't know your books, don't know anything about you. Now, and it can also be warm and it can also be hot. You know, hey, Stu Smith here. I know you've been following me for years. If you're one of those people that's still struggling to pass your PT test, here's the thing, here's the problem. You're not passing. What happens if you don't pass? I mean, this is the formula in a nutshell. Is here's the problem that you got. Here's what's going to happen if you don't solve the problem. You agitate the problem and you introduce the solution, which is whatever it is you've got. So that's the formula. Again, this works 30 pages, 3 sentences. Now, the other one, D plus B3 equals money. D stands for desire, whatever it is, the desire or the payoff or the outcome. Okay, I guess I could do this DPO, but DP sounds kind of, that's a different kind of whatever. Desire, payoff, outcome. If I could spell outcome, it'd be even more amazing. The problem is that just stating the desire or the payoff or the outcome isn't enough, because what are we doing here in this first phase? All we're doing is just stating the obvious. We're stating where they are. But the problem is that where they are is not emotional. It is not enough to get them off their ass to actually do something. Because if it was, they would have already bought. They would have already found the solution. They would have already purchased something. So this is where they are. The next step in both of these formulas is all about emotion. We want to make them sadder. In fact, we want them crying their asses off. We want them screaming at the top of their lungs, or we want them to go, yeah, that would be amazing. Okay. So in the next step, you have to crank the emotion, either crank the emotion negatively, or this B3 stands for benefit 3 times over. Okay. So what am I talking about? If you want to, and I'm going to use the example of you. So if you want to max the PT test, or if your goal is to max a PT test so you can get the job of your dreams, be an elite operator, and join the most exclusive teams in the world, then this is exactly what you're looking for. Whatever it is, tactical fitness.
Sure.
So if we were going to refine this even a little bit more, we could even add this in the solution. Again, the solution is desire, payoff, outcome. Then you magnify it. You magnify it with with benefits times 3. So I'll give you a real estate example. So if you want to sell your house yourself so you can avoid paying the real estate commission, keep more money in your pocket, or have more money to put down on your next house to keep your house payment lower, then FSBO Help is exactly what you've been looking for. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah.
So this is a positive emotion this is a positive play, this is a negative play, but you're starting where they are to get in sync, then you're jacking up the emotion, and then you're introducing the solution. A lot of the way that this one gets used is, you know, if you really want to join the world's greatest and most elite operators so you can be a member of an exclusive team, make a difference in the world, and serve your country at the highest level, then this is the most important letter you're going to read all year. This is the most important book you're going to read all year. This is the most important video you're going to watch all year. So this is used frequently. This formula is used to actually set the stage for them to absorb additional information, like a sales letter, a sales page, or getting them to click. You know, if you want to sell your house without paying expensive broker commission, so you can keep more money in your pocket, put down a bigger payment on your next house, or just plain keep more of your hard-earned money in your own pocket instead of handing it over to a real estate agent, then click this link to see the tool that has helped thousands of people across the country do exactly that.
Nice. Oh yeah. Like this is just, I mean, this is sales copy 101 placed in a formula that is a great little tool to just check yourself.
Yeah.
You know, go into your sales copy and see if you're meeting all of these little criteria.
Right. So really, it's not even the solution. It's really next action.
Yeah.
It's the benefit, and then this is the most important book you'll buy all year. I mean, but that really, you're either telling them to go read, to watch, or to buy. So anyway, I'm playing around with this, and I'm thinking that this might be a way to explain a whole lot of things that people get very confused about, they get nervous about. But then if you look at it, it's like, does it follow the formula? Or I need to do something, what formula should I use? And you whip that way out.
That's a great idea. We should come up with a whole list of formulas for sales copy.
Right.
Right. I mean, as it changes nothing about the method of making sales copy, it just organizes it in a way so people can, one, remember,
right,
you know, have a little tool to, you know, remember the steps and actually go through them. I love it. I think it's great.
It removes the mystery too. So it's a work in progress, but you can see right there, it's like, oh, am I taking a negative or am I taking a positive? If I want to take the positive thing, then where do I, you know, I got to start with the desired payoff outcome. And then how can I build emotion? I build emotion in this case by, but you know, there's other stuff you could do. You could start with the desired payoff outcome, and then you could build emotion. If it's emotional enough, you could do a takeaway. The problem is that most people are never going to get there. Most people will never become an elite operator. Most people will never be able to max the PT test. Most people will never be able to. Now, why is that? Well, most people aren't willing to do this, and this, or they make mistakes with their training. They end up getting hurt, and they just say, okay, I must not be physically capable of this.
Right.
So anyway, there's all kinds of stuff that you could do, and I'm gonna play around with that, and definitely we'll keep messing around with that. So my big question would be, those of you who see this, who you know, is this something you would like for us to develop further and to really explore and exploit and expand? Hey, look at me with alliteration. Explore,
I like it.
Exploit. And if so, you need to let us know. So there you go. Dang, man, I'm illiterate and rhyming. All in one.
Alliteration?
Yeah, I'm an alliterator.
Illiterate? Yeah.
That's illegal in 15 states. So
that's funny.
Anyway, that's that's what I got for today. That's that's what.
No, that's a fun little thing to like I said. What I would suggest doing with this one is just writing a little sticky note, put it at the top of your computer, and then go through your sales copy and just see if it has all the little check marks in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I got today.
I love it.
And so if you guys enjoy it, if you're not a member of the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks group on Facebook, you should be. You're wrong if you're not. And you can head on over to thejimedwardsmethod.com. And we've got tons of information. And you can also get the link if you go to thejimedwardsmethod.com/podcast. We have a link to the group that you can join it there as well. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify,
iTunes, Google Play. Yes.
Yeah. Anywhere that iPods are shown, or
podcasts
are shown.
Yeah, and this was number 28.
Wow.
28.
That's awesome.
So we're moving.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.